Punch and Judy is the 8th track on Elliott Smith's breakout album, Either Or. If you're familiar at all with Elliott Smith's music, this track stands out right away. His music is known for sometimes being quiet, but also intense. But this song sounds kind of sleepy.
A wallflower punch talks to Judy.
It's a divisive song in his catalog. A few years ago, someone organized a daily song discussion to go through every song in his discography, album by album. You can see up top that Punch and Judy comes in narrowly as the lowest rated song on the album. But many individual comments label it as one of their favorites, or even their favorite Elliott Smith song of all time. In this video, we'll get into the sound and lyrics of the song, and break down the guitar part in detail with a full playthrough. But first, if you're like me, you might not have known that Punch and Judy is actually hundreds of years old. Apologies to my British and European viewers, but for my fellow uncultured Americans, here's a brief history of Punch and Judy shows. It can be traced back to an old form of entertainment known as commedia dell'arte, I don't know how to speak Italian, and a recurring comedic character named Pulcinella. Like a lot of older forms of entertainment, it's pretty dark, reminiscent of old nursery rhymes that tell tales of disease, destruction, and death set to eerily cheerful melodies. Punch and Judy shows usually depict child abuse, domestic violence, murder, hanging, animal attacks, and more, all played for laughs, and usually to children. It became wildly popular across much of Europe, with upper and lower class folks alike, adults and children. Certain common plotlines, like Punch's mistress or his battle with Satan, were either removed or replaced in the children version. Satan was replaced with a crocodile. The show is still popular today in England, and debates about the morality of the show are ongoing, with its defenders often evoking wokeness or political correctness to dismiss its detractors' complaints. So, before this turns into a video essay on British puppetry, how does any of this relate to the song? The first question I had after learning about the strange history behind the song is, had Elliott Smith seen a Punch and Judy show? Unsurprisingly, it's hard to get a definite answer to this question. I didn't find any mention of it in interviews or biographies. The show's popularity in the United States never reached the levels it did in Europe, but Punch and Judy performances can still be seen in various cities around the country, including Portland. The fact that the show is most popular in the UK seemed like a potential link. Elliott Smith's love of British rock and pop groups like the Beatles and the Kinks, the song's wistful major seventh outline in the opening melody, shimmery tremolo organ and guitars, and slapback delay on the vocals evoke that sound.
A wallflower punch talks to Judy.
Anyway, that ended up going nowhere. After learning about and watching shows of the obnoxious squeaky Punch knocking his fellow puppets around with a stick, the opening lyric of the song was surprising. The Punch in a Punch and Judy show is anything but a wallflower. All historical connections aside, the most convincing explanation of the lyrics I found came in a post on songmeanings.com. This song is about Elliott Smith coming back to Portland, Oregon, and visiting with an old friend, seeing the old neighborhood. The connection is that Punch and Judy is a puppet comedy improvisation routine. They don't read page to page or speak easy. That dates back to medieval times when puppeteers would entertain at sidewalk scenes and other social gatherings like Elliott entertained with his bands. Portland was once Elliott's town and he knew everyone around, but now they just stare and whisper. Once, when adoring fans and friends would rain praise after a curtain call, but now he is pretty lucky if they get any kind of response at all. I think this is a beautifully personal and relatable interpretation of the lyrics. Many of us, for one reason or another, move away from our hometowns to get better jobs or to chase a dream. And I definitely relate to the feeling of coming back to my hometown and seeing it changed. The people, the buildings, old businesses closed up. Lastly, someone commented under the original post, what if Punch and Judy were two sides of himself, the nice one and its abusive alter ego? That's interesting, but everything I read about Punch and Judy shows, both Punch and Judy were pretty abusive, and the whole show seems kind of wild, almost the exact opposite of the vibe I get from Elliott Smith's songs. Anyway, history skimming over, let's look at the guitar part. I should mention up front that unlike many of Elliott Smith's other songs, Punch and Judy isn't based on a single clear guitar part, at least not the album version. Instead, like in many of his recordings, he has a doubled acoustic guitar panned left and right, but there's also dominant electric guitar in the middle. Even using AI stem separators, it's really hard to isolate what the acoustic guitars are doing, and the electric doesn't exactly fill the role that his guitar parts usually do on their own. I always look for live solo shows of him playing these songs to make sure I'm getting his guitar parts exactly right, using his specific chord voicings and non-standard tunings. Often these live solo versions differ slightly from the album versions, and I have to decide which version to put in these videos. Since in this case, the recorded song is really a composite of multiple guitar parts, I'm gonna base it off of live versions like this one. Let's start with the verse. Overall, the verse is pretty straightforward, using a lot of common chord shapes. The strumming pattern is pretty standard Elliott Smith, downstrokes always with thumb, and upstrokes always with pointer finger. On downbeats, he usually plucks the bass note on their own with his thumb. There are a few details in this guitar part that help outline the vocal melody, and in recordings, he didn't play these consistently. They always occur in specific moments, like lifting this finger, or this walk-up, or this added pinky note. In this song, these melodic movements aren't done consistently, so I'd say use them when you want, or feel free to leave them out entirely. I'll use this symbol whenever a chord chart is showing one of the optional melodic movements. In the chorus, there's a pretty unusual chord that's missed in a lot of other transcriptions. It sounds like a C, and it's very close to a normal C chord. When he walks the bass note down, he leaves a lot of these notes in place. It's a beautiful detail that he plays the same way every time. The most intricate part is here in what I'll call the guitar solo. It's reminiscent of Travis picking. The thumb keeps a constant pulse on the bottom, and he plays melody notes on the high strings. I'd definitely recommend practicing this slowly to begin with, but once you learn it, it's not too hard and really fun to play. We have one other new chord at the end. Now we'll do a full playthrough with the chord charts on screen so you can follow along with the form. Thanks so much for watching, and thanks to everyone who's been following and supporting this series. I haven't been able to make a video in a while, but I should have more coming soon. Hope everyone's doing well. Like the video, subscribe, and comment if you'd like, and enjoy the playthrough.
A wallflower punch toss to Judy in a crowd. any kind of response at all. Can't you ever trade in your nights? Think I'm gonna make the same mistake twice. Gonna make the same mistake twice.
Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.